Welcome to Season 2 of Chillin with Ice. I'm your host, Lori Fetrick, also known as Ice from the hit iconic show, American Gladiators. If you're new to the show, make sure you go back and listen to some of the funniest, jaw-dropping behind-the-scenes stories from some of the original American Gladiators. In Season 2 of Chillin with Ice, you're going to hear some real one-on-one conversations with pop culture icons, athletes, and lifestyle gurus, and that's just to name a few. We will be covering everything from 90s classic, fitness, anti-aging, to recent trends, and so much more. This podcast is where legends live on.
We are chilling with Ice again.
Hi, I'm Lori Fetrick, and you are listening to Chillin with Ice.
Yeah,
and,
you are.
I've got my producer here, Jeff. Super happy to have you. How was your Christmas?
It was amazing. Went to that wedding I think I may have mentioned before, and had one too many old fashions, and it was just way too fun. You should have been there. You should have been there.
I know. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Jeff, we're going to do a review on 2023 this year.
Great.
And I'm really excited. There was so much that happened this year. But you know what? First and foremost, I really want to thank you, the listener, because of the fact that without you and your support, I mean, Jeff, I wouldn't be here today.
No way. I wouldn't be here either.
There are so many podcasts out there that you guys listen to all the time. And I am literally honored that you guys have chosen my podcast to be one of your podcasts that you listen to. So thank you so much for all your support throughout the year. And next year is going to be even better, so don't go away. But let's do a quick review on what happened in 2023.
Let's do it. Let's break it down.
Awesome. So speaking of podcasts, right off the bat, and in March 28th, on my birthday, is when Chillin with Ice actually premiered.
Yes.
So excited about that. And actually my merch store, Ice T-shirts, that store actually also launched at the end of March, which was a lot of fun. I got to talk to so many of my gladiator buddies, and that alone was just like, that was so rewarding. That was just so cool because we got to go down memory lane and reminisce about everything that we, are doing now, back in the show, what we did.
Yeah, it was good to catch up with everybody.
It was just so much fun. I mean, just like, what they were doing on camera, off camera, it was just an amazing ride this year, sitting and talking with all of them. I mean, I didn't get to all of them. That's the whole thing. I mean, trust me, I called, I emailed so many gladiators, and either I couldn't reach them, they weren't interested, they're just not doing anything now. They don't want to do podcasts.
Sure.
So I couldn't reach all of them, and I was kind of bummed about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's always, minds that could be changed over time too. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That is very, very
hopefully
true.
there are more American Gladiators coming through for 2024. Right. You got to collect them all.
I do.
Including Ice.
And the funny thing is that actually there's a couple contenders that I do want to get next year, and that's Peggy Odita.
Oh, sweet.
Oh God, everybody, we talked about her the entire time with all the women. So I want to get her on the podcast. And then the other thing is I've had a lot of requests about getting the entire team together, all the ones that I've actually done the podcast with, and do a podcast.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But now, Jeff, think about that for a minute.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Because you've at least spoken to, 10 this year?
More than that.
Yeah,
way more than
so
that.
even getting 10 would be a success.
Can you imagine having all those gladiators? It would have to be a Zoom because they don't all live in LA.
Sure.
It would be awesome if I could get them all here in the studio, of course. I would love that.
Well, the ones who live in LA, definitely try to get them here. That would be a good start. Bring two or three on Zoom, and we'll just have a whole 2 hour exclusive.
It would have to be
from the 90s all the way till now, a career retrospective of every single gladiator.
Can you imagine though, all of them? I mean, everybody's trying to tell their story. They're like, yeah, but me.
A lot of people talking over one another.
Let me talk.
And hey, who knows? Maybe some joust will happen in the between,
Right? That would be kind of
That would be so cool.
But just sitting with all of them and just going over, their lives and what we experienced. And I mean, especially what the documentary did for us and how it sparked this new life, in gladiators. So, but, besides the gladiators, I had some amazing guests on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, Crystal Hefner.
Yep.
Powerhouse Hobbs from AEW. He was wrestler.
He was great.
Yes. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Crystal was a lot of fun.
Crystal was more fun than I ever thought. When you told me that she was coming on, it's like, this is going to be one for the books, and it truly was.
Yeah, she was.
And you got to go on her podcast, which is so dope.
She's just such a wonderful person. Max West we had, which was the WBFF Bikini World Champion.
Yeah, the Edward Scissorhands tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
I remember, yeah.
So many people. I mean, I got great comments on my YouTube channel and, just asking about, what her regimen is, what she's doing. And I just point them all to her Instagram and all that. Linda Murray. She was awesome. Yeah. 8 times Miss Olympia.
Yeah.
Oh, just amazing. I never, ever thought that I was going to actually sit down and interview her out of all people.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
was she pretty tough to get, or how did that go down?
It was more the fact that I was in awe of her because I was in bodybuilding and she was Miss Olympia, and that's something that you strive for when you're competing.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate right there,
Yeah.
And just to have her, and she was so wonderful and so humble and beautiful and told her story, and it was just it was awesome.
It was a home run.
It was.
Yeah.
Lee Abermonte. He was cool.
He was so cool. He all of his adventures all around the entire world. Yeah.
North Pole, South Pole.
Yeah, I want to go skydiving with that guy. If he's available and around.
I think he talked about the bungee jumping and everything.
That's
He'd have to push me off. He literally would have to push me off. I would not have the huevos to actually jump and do that. Absolutely no way. So definitely don't go anywhere because we're going to do the top 10 videos on my YouTube. And so you don't want to miss that. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. But going forward, I mean, in June 20, I think it was June 25th when Muscles and Mayhem, the Netflix documentary aired.
Yes.
That was just, that was life-changing for me in my second or third act.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Because what it did is it re-sparked the American Gladiator name.
Yes.
It
did.
It was,
and it brought a whole new generation of fans too.
Yes.
I mean, when I tell people that I produce Chillin with Ice, they're like, "Oh wait, I think I've heard of that somewhere." It's like, "Well, did you watch the American Gladiator documentary on Netflix?" Like, "Yes, I did." And it's like, "Well, there was a shout out on there. Check it out." Like, "Oh my God!" It's so cool.
Yeah, and I mean that was okay. So we shot it, and it was almost on the 30-year anniversary of the American Gladiators. Now it's about 35 years, but it's like, I'm sorry, but what the fuck? Time has gone so fast.
Yeah.
That was 30 years ago. But yet when I sat with all the gladiators, we were talking about times and it felt like it was yesterday that it happened.
Yeah.
It's just like, boom, that fast.
Yeah. I mean, time goes by super quick, but especially it goes even quicker when you're having an amazing time. And all of you just had the best of times ever. And the way that you've been able to relive all of that through your podcast and through all of the personal appearances that you've been doing and through the documentary that was not just a great story, but also made incredibly well. Jared Hess, you're awesome if you're listening to this.
Such an amazing job on it.
You did such a great job. And he was the perfect director for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to thank, Dan Clark Nitro because he really, I think, got the ball rolling on this. He did, and pushed for it.
Yeah, he's been a part of that project for 10 plus years trying to get something off the ground. Yeah.
What is so amazingly cool about that whole documentary is that as long as Netflix is around, we will forever live on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I
anywhere.
could be dead and gone and it will still live on Netflix as long as it's around. God knows how long it's
Yeah,
gonna be
exactly.
around.
It's there forever in the cloud.
Yeah.
For your streaming entertainment
How
purposes.
cool is that?
That's so awesome. I could see a sequel. Muscles
One
and
day,
Mayhem
possibly.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
We'll see.
And then, you know, obviously there was the ESPN one that came out. Hey, you know what I always say, you know, bad publicity is good publicity.
Of course. Yeah, yeah. You make a slight appearance in that one.
However, I know for me not being in it, I was in it a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know where they found you, but they got you.
Oh, all the footage. You know.
Yeah, but Muscles of Mayhem is definitely the one to watch for sure. I could watch that on repeat. Yeah.
And I still get today, you know, messages that, I mean, this came out in June and we're in December and I still get messages of, hey, I just watched your documentary. Because, you know, everybody watches different things at different times.
Right.
You know, they're binging on one program and then they go to another and then they go to, I'm very guilty of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's the algorithm too. I mean, for someone who just watches a bunch of documentaries, boom, it'll pop up for you. Right. I think I had to search for it because maybe I don't watch a whole lot of wrestling, but somebody who watches wrestling, it would pop up for. Right. You know, but now since I watched Muscles of Mayhem more than once, it's like, oh, check out this documentary.
Yeah, that's all exactly what it does.
Sports related, so it's not a bad thing.
Slowly but surely, I think that, you know, if it's not in their algorithm, possibly maybe a friend might, you know, refer them, or somebody's talking about gladiators, and all of a sudden they kind of Google it, and you know, it's just one of those kind of things that kind of pop up in it, and over time. So I have a feeling I'm going to be getting these messages literally throughout
for a long
all
time.
Of next year.
Because if it being on Netflix, you know, on a platform like that, you're safe to know that someone out there is always going to be watching it. Always. And it's going to be there forever. So you're going to keep getting those messages for a long time, Lori, I promise.
You know, it's interesting because I thought, okay, so we shot the documentary 2 years prior to it coming out.
2021.
So, and then it was like 2 years prior, and then that was my first 6-hour interview. And then about 6 months later, they had me come back in and do another 6-hour interview to do pickups and things like that. Yeah. And that's around the time that I was just thinking possibly of doing a podcast. So what I did, it's interesting, I announced it on Netflix, like it was already done, already there, which was my plan. And it's funny because I literally held myself accountable. It was like, okay, now I got to do a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, by the time it came out, you were already rolling. Yes. I'm just happy that the editor kept it in. Yeah. Because it was in the perfect moment, like near the end of it all, when things were wrapping up as far as what's going on with everybody today.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I was so happy about that. And actually from that, I got the privilege of being on some amazing podcasts myself. Yeah. Other people's podcasts. Yeah. Adam Carolla. Yeah. That one was amazing. Crystal Hefner's.
That's right.
We've got Fanboy Nation, the Mike Rand Show. Mike is funny. Mike actually, his main thing is interviewing all the Glow girls.
Oh, cool.
I mean, he has access to every one of these Glow girls. So if you ever want to watch anything about Glow, it's like that's the podcast. Yeah. You know, that's his podcast. I missed that show.
That show was on Netflix was so good.
Yeah, it was amazing. Spear Talk Radio.
Beer with Friends.
I'm missing one. Am I missing one?
Yeah, you did one where you drank some beer, you know, and a couple like that we had a little too much fun, but it was all that.
Beer with Friends.
Beer with Friends podcast, my podcast.
That was the first time I ever got buzzed on a podcast, like sitting and drinking on a podcast.
Yeah, you enjoy the tiki. The tiki was so good.
That was interesting.
And having April on was so great. And it was like a 2-hour podcast. It was so great.
Speaking of 2-hour podcasts, the other podcast that I was on this was definitely one of the records. Okay, and the podcast is called Whatever. 3-hour podcast. Myself and Nitro were on.
Nice. Who was the host?
I couldn't even tell you. It's I'll be honest with you, because after the first hour, I think I checked out possibly.
Okay, so it was just you and Nitro just talking.
No, it was me and Nitro, and they had a couple other guests. It's a very young audience.
It's
a very, very young audience. And I was
cool.
in the gym one day, and I never actually thought anybody that I knew would actually watch this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But they had so many views and so many subscribers. I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah.
You know? I was in the gym, and I had somebody walk up to me, and they were like, oh my God, I saw you on whatever. And I was like, people
That's awesome.
That?
That's awesome.
But it was cool. And then moving out throughout the year, I mean, obviously, I got to do the New York Comic-Con.
Yes, you did.
Just amazing. That was the first Comic-Con I'd ever been to. Ever. And everybody's like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
First Comic-Con I was ever been to, ever signed at.
Comic-Cons are so much fun.
It was just an amazing experience. And the cool thing is that that's where I met a lot of people as well. That's where I met Crystal. That's where I met Powerhouse Hobbs. I'll tell you, Jeff, one thing that I realized this year that I truly miss being in the Gladiators is traveling and meeting people. I love meeting people, new people, just talking with them and their experiences. And I really realized that when I started traveling more this year, how much I truly missed that.
Yeah.
Because when we were doing Gladiators, we were going like every month doing some type of appearance somewhere,
Yeah, every couple of weekends.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. And so I was meeting people on the plane, at dinner, because, most of the time I was by myself. I'd go out, have a drink, whatever it may be. And I just miss that, sitting and connecting with people, and finding out about their life and what they're about. And it's just, was just...
Well, with Chillin with Ice, you can always take Chillin with Ice on the road as well. There's always an opportunity for that too.
I've got to learn how to do that.
Huh?
I have to learn how to do that.
I can be there with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go on the road with you. I'm not just confined to the studio.
Oh, Jeff, we're going on the road then.
We're going on the road.
We're going on the road.
Let's take it international.
Let's take Chillin on Ice on the road.
Chillin with Ice on the road. That would be so cool.
Let's see what else happened. I got a great opportunity to be a guest speaker at the LAPD Academy for the cadets.
When did that happen?
That was just, as a matter of fact, the beginning of this month, beginning of December.
Oh, sweet.
It was amazing. It really was. These guys were just so cool, and they were just coming out of high school. So they were gearing up, and they kind of start training them at a very young
academy
age.
And everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were just, they could tell they were on the edge of their seats. And, I was talking to them about the importance of fitness. Yeah. And trying to create that lifestyle. So that was just cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? I got to do Good Day LA show with Mario Lopez.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That
I saw
cool.
that. Yeah.
We did some TikTok videos.
Yeah.
Nitro was there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, all in promotion of the Netflix show.
Yep, all in promotion of that.
You got to go to Canada for the first time.
Yeah. Well, no, I'd been there before.
Oh, okay.
I'd been there before, but this was when I was doing Gladiators.
Right,
And I hadn't been back for like 30, 35 years.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And then, the TikTok videos, that was fun. And I'm not going to lie. Here's the thing, Jeff. I really, besides, traveling and meeting people, I also realized that I truly miss that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was so cool.
Yeah.
Good Day LA. It's like, the car comes up, picks you up, takes you to the studio, drops you off. The driver waits.
Yeah.
It's just like that first class accommodations. And it's just like it's just so much fun.
Nice little splash of what life can continue to be looking like too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody loves a driver.
Exactly. My TikTok videos blew up this year.
Cool.
That was fun. I'm up to like 275,000 followers.
Perfect.
I think I got like 2 million likes, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing, though. Social media can be so overwhelming.
Overwhelming and just tricky. It becomes a whole nother full-time job, it seems like.
It really
sometimes.
is.
Yeah.
And right when you think you got the algorithm down, nope, that's not it.
Nope.
My TikToks, I know what my audience likes. My audience likes short, cute videos, either me lip syncing something, dancing, those kind of things. And now Instagram, I have a hard time like kind of going over to Instagram and taking those videos and moving over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'll put those videos on Instagram and I could see somebody watching it going, what the fuck is she doing? Because some of these videos that are trending on TikTok are not trending on Instagram.
Right. It's two very different platforms, different audiences. Even with Beer with Friends, it's the same kind of deal. But I still post them up on TikTok and Instagram, and one hits. Just
I know.
It's the same content essentially on two different platforms. So
it is. Just those kind of platforms are completely different. I'll figure out IG one day.
Yeah,
I will. Definitely do that. And then before we get into the top 10 real quick, and that is I got a 300-page cease and desist letter this year. That was a lot of fun.
Whoa.
Yeah, they want me to pretend like they don't want me to use anything to do with ice anymore, and they just want me to like pretend my past didn't exist, and they want me to move on.
But ice is just a regular English word, that it's looked up in the dictionary.
You can use it. They can use it. That person over there can use it, but they do not want me using it.
Did you read all 300 pages?
Hell no, whatever. I'm not wasting any energy on that anymore.
Nah.
Hey, let's
It means you're doing something right.
Exactly.
It means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
I've gotten documents like that as well before, and it didn't stop me. And I'm good.
All right, so let's take a look back at the top 10 YouTube page. Now, this means absolutely nothing whatsoever. It means nothing. It's just a little fun and a little, come on, we're all still competitive with one another.
Yeah.
All right, so coming in at number 10 is the YouTube Electra.
Cool.
Which was Selena Bartunik. She was a great podcast. That was a lot of fun what she's doing. Coming in at number 9 is one person that I absolutely love, and that's Red Williams, and that's Saber.
Yeah.
Saber came in at number 9.
Cool.
Number 8 is Shari Pendleton, who is Blaze.
Yeah.
She had a great story. Number 7 is Joe Grande. He had a big following, and everybody loved to hear. He interviewed me, so that was, one of I think it was a fun podcast kind of thing. Coming in at number 6, actually, was my second episode with my girlfriend, and that's What It Took to Become Ice.
Yeah,
that one got a lot of views. Coming in at number 5 is Miss Erica Andrish, and that's Diamond.
Yeah.
Number 4 was the ESPN review.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
That one. Number 3, hitting at number 3 was Crystal Hefner.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought she was going to be number 1.
No,
okay.
You'll be surprised.
All right.
Coming in at number 2, that would be Jet.
Cool.
The British Gladiator.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool. I got
one.
to introduce her. That's Diane Udale. Got to introduce her to the American audience.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool. Who do you think number 1 is?
Nitro.
No.
No way.
No.
Oh, what would it be? I don't know. Tell me.
Coming in at number 1 is Miss Ray Hollett, Zap.
Nice.
Everybody absolutely loved.
Congratulations, Zap.
That was a great interview. Actually, I had her on twice.
That's right.
The first one is the one that did the best. And that's the one that she did not like and said, can I please redo it? I was like, absolutely.
Great.
But that
Part
video, that YouTube video got the most hits out of all my YouTube videos for Chillin' with Ice.
That's great.
So Ray Hollett, you're doing something right. Good for you. So what's coming up for 2024?
A lot of chillin' and a lot of ice.
A lot of chillin'. Well, I do have a children's book coming out.
That's right.
And it's called Playground Warriors.
Oh, cool. I don't know if you figured out a title for it
We
yet.
got that.
Nice.
Yes. A little animation series is going to come behind it, which is going to be super cool.
Yeah. You remember you telling me about that.
That's
an animation company in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool.
It's going to spark a nice little book tour.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what you look like animated.
Oh, she's so cute. Oh my God, she's adorable. She is adorable. A bunch of Comic-Cons are going to be coming up. So if you
Great, keep those going.
If you want to find out where I'm at any kind of Comic-Cons, go to lorifetrick.com. That's going to have basically everything on it that you would possibly want. My merch store, speaking engagements, what Comic-Cons. And there's so much more that's going to happen for 2024, and I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, and 2023 was just a start, and 2023 was a blast for us. So 2024, we're coming for you.
Jeff, thank you so much. I want to thank you as well for being my producer on this show.
No problem. I'm happy to do it.
I have so much fun with you, and
I have a lot of fun with you, and I can't wait to just be on camera again eventually.
Oh yes.
And I mean,
absolutely.
Who knows? And there are some other plans happening for us in 2024. So everybody's just gonna have to stay tuned. It's gonna be great.
Oh God, yeah. So the brand new year, 2024. Definitely be kind to yourself. That's the main thing, especially with your New Year's resolutions. If you do something every single day towards that goal, by the end of the year, you're going to be above and beyond that goal. So it's the New Year's resolutions. It's kind of like, don't beat yourself up if you're going to make this major New Year's resolution. And maybe in a month or 2 months, or maybe 3 months, it kind of goes away. Instead of doing something like that, why don't you make the New Year's resolution to where you're going to do something every single day towards your goal? If you do something, and this was great advice, as a matter of fact, somebody shared with me. If you do something 1% better each day, and you use the compounding interest kind of effect, can you imagine where you're going to be in 6 months and a year? Just 1% better. The other thing I was listening to that I absolutely loved is literally kind of like the difference between success and somebody who just stays on the average playing level. It's like if you're working out and you're going to do, let's say, 15 reps, the person that goes 15 reps and they do just one more. And they go on the treadmill and they're on for 30 minutes and they just go 1 to 2 minutes more. And if they do something every single day, just a little bit more, you're going to be so ahead of the game. So thank you again for listening to Chillin' with Ice. And this was just a quick little review of 2023. And it's all about you. It's always been about you. And thank you so much. Thank you each and every one for listening to my podcast and being with me throughout this journey. And next year's going to be even a bigger journey. So stay with me then. And until then, this is Chillin' with Ice, where legends live on. Thank you so much for listening to Chillin' with Ice. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share wherever you listen to your podcast. Remember to follow us on Patreon and YouTube at Chillin' with Ice. And on Instagram and TikTok, you can follow me at lori.ice.fetrick. I look forward to chilling with you next time here on Chillin' with Ice.